Timeless life philosophies.
Welcome back to our channel, where today we're stepping into the world of one of the most influential figures of the medieval Islamic Golden Age, Ibn Sina, or as he's known in the West, Avicenna. This remarkable philosopher and scientist was born around 980 AD in what is now Uzbekistan, and by the end of his life, in 1037, he had changed the landscapes of medicine, philosophy, and science. But today, we focus on a particular gem among his vast intellectual treasures, his argument for the existence of God, known as the proof of the truthful. Ibn Sina was not just a thinker, he was a doer. By the age of 10, he had memorized the Quran and most of the Arabic poetry available to him. In his teenage years, he turned to medicine and philosophy, quickly outstripping his teachers. His voracious appetite for knowledge didn't stop there. Ibn Sina wrote around 450 works in his lifetime, although only half have survived. His Canon of Medicines was used as a standard medical text in Europe and the Islamic world for centuries. But beyond the realms of medicine and the empirical, Ibn Sina ventured into the metaphysical. His proof of the truthful is a sophisticated argument that seeks to establish a foundation for the existence of a necessary being, a being that must exist by its very nature. This argument not only influenced Islamic philosophy, but also resonated through medieval Europe, impacting thinkers like Thomas Aquinas and the broader scholastic tradition. To appreciate the full impact of Ibn Sina's argument, it's essential to understand the philosophical landscape he was part of. The Islamic Golden Age was a period of intellectual flourishing, where scholars in the Muslim world engaged deeply with Greek philosophy, especially Aristotle and Plotinus, and integrated these ideas with Islamic theology. So, as we delve into Ibn Sina's proof, remember, we're not just exploring an argument, we're journeying through a historical tapestry woven with threads of philosophy, theology, and science. This exploration is not just about answering does God exist, but about understanding how our ancestors grappled with this question, blending rigorous logic with profound faith. What makes this argument unique? Now, let's dive into what makes Ibn Sina's argument for the existence of God stand out. It hinges on understanding two types of existence, contingent and necessary. But before you think we're getting bogged down in philosophical jargon, let's break it down with a simple analogy. Imagine a smartphone. It doesn't just appear out of thin air. It requires designers, materials, and a factory for its existence. In philosophical terms, it's contingent. It relies on other factors to exist. In contrast, Ibn Sina speaks of a necessary existent. This is something that simply must exist, owing nothing to anything else. It's a bit like the concept of gravity in the physical world. It's just there, an indispensable part of the universe's fabric. For Ibn Sina, the existence of a necessary being is what gives rise to everything else. Without it, nothing else could exist. Why does this matter? Well, most arguments for the existence of God start from faith or revelation. But Ibn Sina's approach is different. It's a logical deduction akin to solving a puzzle. He observed the universe, noted the nature of contingent existences like plants, animals, and human inventions, and asked what must be true for all these things to exist. Ibn Sina's argument also stands out because it directly addresses a critical question in philosophy and theology. If everything has a cause, then what is the first cause? Unlike a circular argument or an infinite regress, where the question is perpetually deferred, Ibn Sina provides a clear endpoint, an uncaused cause that itself does not need to be caused. So, as we consider the elegance of this proof, it's clear that Ibn Sina wasn't just making a case for God's existence. He was framing a fundamental principle about the universe, a principle that challenges us to consider the ultimate foundation of all that exists. It's a testament to the power of human reason and its capacity to explore beyond the seen to the unseen, from the known to the unknown. The argument broken down. Let's dive deeper into Ibn Sina's proof of the truthful by breaking down its core components. Imagine yourself in a bustling market full of colors, sounds, and scents. Each stall, from the fruit seller to the spice merchant, depends on a myriad of factors to be their farmers, weather, and transportation. This scene is a microcosm of contingent existence. Everything depends on something else to be. In this market of existence, Ibn Sina identifies a question that's both simple and profound: what underpins it all? His answer: a necessary existent, a foundational being that must exist so everything else can. This necessary existent doesn't need farmers or favorable weather. It simply exists, inherently and eternally. But why must this necessary existent be? Ibn Sina argues that without it, you'd end up with what's called an infinite regress, essentially, a never-ending chain of dependencies that doesn't really answer how existence itself began. Imagine asking why each book on a library shelf exists, only to find each answer leads to another book. Eventually, you need a reason outside the book's an author or a publisher, which in this analogy represents the necessary existent. Ibn Sina's argument is structured like a detective story, where every clue points to a reality beyond the immediate suspects. This detective doesn't stop at the usual suspects of natural causes and human actions. He seeks the unseen orchestrator behind the curtain of existence. The elegance of this reasoning is in its universality. Whether you're a scientist puzzled by the origins of the universe or a philosopher pondering existential questions, Ibn Sina's proof provides a conceptual anchor point. It suggests that understanding the contingent world around us inherently points to something beyond it, something that explains not just another part of the chain, but the existence of the chain itself. So, as we reflect on this part of the argument, it's not just about theological or philosophical speculation. It's about grounding all of existence in a logical framework that aims to explain not merely how things operate, but why they exist at all. It's a profound leap from observing the world to understanding its foundational principles. Why this argument matters? Why delve into an argument about the existence of God from a millennium ago? This question might feel like a relic of philosophical debates past, but Ibn Sina's proof of the necessary existent touches on issues deeply relevant today. In a world where scientific inquiry and spiritual beliefs often seem at odds, Ibn Sina offers a bridge. His approach, grounded in logic and observation, invites us to see the quest for understanding existence as a common ground rather than a battleground. Think about the implications of acknowledging a necessary existent. For science, it frames the universe's laws and constants as not just random, but as deriving from a foundational reality. For faith, it provides a logical basis for the divine, grounding spiritual belief in reason, rather than solely in mystical experience or scripture. Moreover, this argument matters because it challenges us to think about the limits of human understanding. We often accept the reality of things we cannot directly observe, like black holes or quantum particles, based on their explanatory power for observable phenomena. Ibn Sina's necessary existent serves a similar role philosophically, offering a solution to the puzzle of why anything exists at all. This exploration also enriches our cultural and intellectual heritage. By engaging with Ibn Sina's ideas, we connect with a time when scholars saw no contradiction between rigorous scientific method and profound spiritual insight. It reminds us that knowledge is a vast ocean, and wisdom comes from diving deep, exploring both the empirical and the existential. And let's not overlook the personal dimension. Reflecting on the existence of a necessary existent can be a transformative experience. It invites each of us to consider our place in a universe that is not just a chaotic arena of forces and accidents, but a structured reality with a foundational meaning. It's about finding a deeper significance in our daily lives, influenced by the understanding that there is something fundamental and intentional at the heart of existence. So, as we explore Ibn Sina's argument, we aren't just retracing the thoughts of a medieval philosopher. We are engaging in a living dialogue about the nature of reality, a conversation that spans centuries and continues to inspire those who seek to understand the deepest questions of existence. Criticisms and counterarguments. As compelling as Ibn Sina's argument for the necessary existent might be, it's not without its skeptics and critics. After all, part of any robust philosophical inquiry is examining the counterarguments and critiques that challenge the original assertions. Let's explore some of these criticisms and see how they test the strength and validity of Ibn Sina's proof. One major criticism comes from the question of the leap from a necessary existent to the characteristics traditionally associated with God, especially within Islamic theology. Critics argue that even if we accept the existence of a necessary existent, why must this being possess qualities like omniscience, omnipotence, or benevolence? Isn't it a significant jump from something must fundamentally exist to this something is also all-knowing, all-powerful, and all-good? Furthermore, some philosophers suggest that the concept of a necessary existent could be more abstract than Ibn Sina posits. Instead of a personal God, could this necessary foundation of existence be an impersonal force or set of laws? This perspective is influenced in part by modern scientific understandings of the universe, where the laws of physics might play the role of the necessary existent without needing personhood or consciousness. Another point of contention is the assumption of uniqueness. Ibn Sina argues that there can only be one necessary existent, but some ask, why not multiple necessary existents, each responsible for different aspects of reality? This critique challenges the simplicity and unity that Ibn Sina insists must characterize the necessary existent. Philosophers also debate the potential for an infinite regress not being a problem at all. Some propose that an eternal universe with no beginning or end could itself be the foundation of existence, negating the need for a separate necessary existent. This view aligns with certain interpretations of modern cosmology, suggesting a universe without clear boundaries in time or space. And let's not forget about the challenge from other religious and philosophical perspectives, which may propose different origins or structures of existence that do not rely on a necessary existent. For instance, in Buddhist philosophy, the emphasis is often on the interconnectedness and impermanence of all things, which contrasts sharply with the idea of a singular, eternal foundation. These criticisms and counterarguments are essential for a full understanding of the debate around Ibn Sina's proof. They not only provide a platform for dialogue between different philosophical and theological traditions, but also help sharpen our understanding of what we mean by existence and necessity. Whether you find yourself swayed by Ibn Sina or the critiques, engaging with these ideas inevitably enriches our collective quest for knowledge. Modern relevance. In wrapping up our exploration of Ibn Sina's proof of the truthful, it's crucial to consider its relevance in today's world. Why revisit a medieval philosophical argument in an age dominated by technology and empirical science? The answer lies in the timeless nature of the questions. Ibn Sina tackled questions about existence, purpose, and the ultimate causes of things. Ibn Sina's proof invites us into a dialogue between the ancient and the modern, where traditional metaphysical questions meet contemporary scientific inquiry. This interaction is not just academic, it has practical implications for how we understand the universe and our place within it. By considering a necessary existent, we engage with foundational concepts that underpin both religious belief systems and scientific theories about the origin of the universe. For the scientific community, engaging with Ibn Sina's ideas can serve as a philosophical grounding for why the laws of physics are as they are, why there's something rather than nothing. It pushes scientists and philosophers alike to ponder not just the mechanisms of nature, but the reasons behind them, potentially guiding new theories about the cosmos and our place in it. On a societal level, revisiting Ibn Sina's argument can help bridge the gap between cultures and epochs, showing how historical insights can inform modern debates about existence and ethics. In a world often divided by belief and disbelief, science and religion, Ibn Sina's philosophical approach provides a common language to discuss profound truths about our reality. Personally, reflecting on the necessary existent encourages us to look beyond the surface of daily life and consider deeper meanings. It challenges individuals to think about the foundations of their beliefs and the universe, encouraging a sense of wonder and exploration that is both intellectually and spiritually fulfilling. So, as we conclude this journey through Ibn Sina's philosophical landscape, remember that his proof isn't just an artifact of history. It's a living, breathing invitation to explore the most profound questions of existence. Whether you're a philosopher, a scientist, or simply someone curious about the universe, Ibn Sina's arguments offer a gateway to deeper understanding and a richer appreciation of both the mysteries and the marvels of existence. Thank you for joining me on this intellectual adventure. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think? Does Ibn Sina's argument resonate with you? Let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, keep questioning, keep wondering, and as always, keep exploring the depths of history and philosophy.